Jared, just for you guys, confidence-wise, I mean, what's it like now after the way you guys have played the last 3 or 4 weeks?
Yeah, no, we've come a long way since the first couple weeks of the season, but I mean we're still looking to improve, quite a bit. I mean, I think there's still a lot of room to grow all the way around. So we're still trying to improve every week.
Anything specific you saw from the last game that you're working to improve on? You talk about watching the film after every game, try to find, a few things.
I mean, overall, I mean, there's some plays where execution's like great. The screen pass to Ryan, everybody did their job perfectly. I mean, it was a great play. Then others, there's whether if it's me or whoever. I mean, we just got to execute better, and really that's what it comes down to every week. Just trying to execute on a higher level, each week. And we've been doing a good job of that. But like I said, there's still tons of room to improve.
What have you heard about playing at LSU, and what is a loud stadium like that? What impact does that have?
Yeah, no, I've heard it's a crazy place. Obviously Death Valley. This will be our second Death Valley to play at. But I mean, we're looking forward to it. Anytime you can go on a road trip like this into a big environment, it's really exciting. So we're looking forward to it.
What's going to be your message to your offensive players this week during practice?
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think the thing's just execution. That's really all we got to do. If we just lock in and execute, our job, and let the rest take care of itself.
What was the transition like with Casey at center? Just getting communication and checks and all that.
I mean, it's been really good. There really wasn't much of a transition. I mean, Casey, obviously, he's had a lot of experience playing throughout the years, so he's very smart. He really knows what he's doing. But yeah, I mean, the connection between me and him has been really well. So. There hasn't been much of a transition.
Jarrett, when you watch Carry-On and watch some of the things he do, what stands out about him and what does he bring to this offense?
Yeah, I think KJ, he's obviously a great person. Obviously, he's a great player. He just brings a lot of consistency, to the running back position. He can do a lot of different things. And I didn't even know that he had rushed for 200 yards yesterday until they told us today. So. He's a great player, and like I said, does a lot of great things.
Jarrett, you guys talked about the receivers improving over the course of the last few weeks. Have you seen that, and what exactly have you seen from them?
Yeah, no, they've been improving every single week. Like I think I said yesterday, our timing's really starting to click. And especially some deeper throws and things of that nature. So, I mean, those guys, they're working their butts off every single week, and my job is just to get them the ball and let them make plays. So that's what I'm trying to do.
How much is the confidence this team grown that y'all can do big things over the course of these last 4 games?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've been playing a lot better than the first couple weeks, but like I said, we're not going to get complacent with where we are. We just want to keep growing it every week and really improving every week.
Where do you think you've improved the most since the Clemson game and now going into another hostile road environment? Where do you think you've improved the most these last few weeks?
Are you like personally?
Yeah,
or?
you personally.
Personally, I think it's just being comfortable. And honestly, I felt comfortable that Clemson game. It's just we just didn't execute well. But like I said, the execution's been a lot better. Each week we're really starting to improve a lot. So we're just we're trying to keep that going. For myself, I just want to continue to be more comfortable in the pocket and continue to get the ball to those guys.
You hear about
LSU. What do you make of this LSU team? I mean, they lost at home to Troy. Everybody was down on them. Then they go on the road and beat Florida. And what's your take on it?
LSU's LSU. I mean, they're a great team every single year. I mean, they got great players, great coaches. So I mean, we're looking forward to the challenge this weekend.
You hear about a bond, quarterback, receivers, all those things, but quarterback, offensive coordinator, play caller is one too. How much has that grown for you guys just getting some games under your belt between you and Chip?
Yeah, no, it's been good. I love Coach Lindsey. He's a great guy. We obviously talk every single day and talk a lot of football, obviously. But the good thing I like about Coach Lindsey, we also talk about life, and he cares about me, as a football player, but more so as a person, and that's kind of where our connection is, really deep and that kind of thing. So I can go to him and talk to him about coverages, or I can talk to him about any other kind of problem I'm having in life or whatever it may be. So me and him, we're really tight.
You probably don't throw the ball as many times most games now as you once did. Would you like to throw it more? Does that bother you at all?
No, not at all. I mean, we're a very balanced team. I don't know exactly what the stats were yesterday, but we ran the ball really well and we threw the ball really well. Hit some deep shots. So, Coach Lindsey and the offensive staff, they do a great job of game planning and calling the game, and we just try to go out and execute it to the best of our ability.
Does Arden Key get the kind of treatment like most pass rushers, where you kind of have to be aware where he is and maybe change some things around based on when you get to the line of scrimmage?
Yeah, no, definitely. Anytime you got a guy like that on the defensive line, you got to be aware of him. You got to be aware of where he is, every single play. So, we watched a little bit of film on him today, and I'm looking forward to kind of seeing how the whole defense is. But like I said earlier, they're a great team, and they have a lot of great players.
Chandler was talking about how you guys talked a lot after the Clemson game, and that being your first road game in a couple of years, obviously. What was that talk like? What did you learn about yourself after a game like that, where you guys obviously lost, you got hit 11 times to the ground, and I'm sure it was pretty frustrating?
Yeah, I mean, we, Chandler and I, obviously, we're very, very close. He's probably my bestest friend here in Auburn. So, we talked a lot just about the game and the situation as a whole, and what I could have done better, what he could have done better, whatever it may be. You learn a lot about yourself when things kind of get rough. I know I've been through some rough patches in my life, and I learned a lot about myself through those. And football's kind of the same way. So. You just learn from it, you try to grow from it, and try to improve the next week.
Do you think that helps you going into another Death Valley where it's going to be a similar atmosphere?
Absolutely. I mean, anytime you can go on a road environment like this, I mean, it's really exciting, and I know we were excited as a team, going into Clemson, and we're going to be just as fired up, or we were just as fired up going into Missouri, and we're going to be just as fired up going into Death Valley. So.